Greetings, Canuarians! How are you? This is my last submission for Canuary of 2022. And the saddest part of Canuary, with a Canon video every day of the month from January 1st to the 31st by Sutton's Day's brilliant idea years ago, is when it ends. But this is my second and final submission for Canuary. It's been exciting and amazing videos. So Canuarians, join me on my last venture of Canuary 2022. So we're going to use this ball canning and we're gonna make a meal in a jar. Oh yes, we are. I'm generally an ingredient canner, but for Canuary, I always like to try one of these recipes. And today I'm gonna use chicken curry. Dead easy, it'll make 2 quarts or 4 pints. Because we're 2 adults, we're pint people. So I'm gonna make some pints, or pints, as my grown niece calls pint jars. Do you want a pint? Do you want a pint jar? How much heavy cream do you want? A pint or more? Cracks me up. I'm going to get my lids hot. I still have some orchard jar, and do them cattywampus, and they will not stick together on you. It ain't rocket science. Look, these are stuck together when I'm trying to get them apart. It happens in that water. Avoid that at all cost. And because I've been fishing, I've been bleeding. If I fish, I bleed because I catch fish. And that happens. Gentlemen, step away while I put my gloves on. We don't want to traumatize anyone. We're simply putting on some plastic gloves because we got to mush our hands all up in this here chicken to mix this together. Now this calls for cilantro. We do not like cilantro. We are some of the people who, for whatever reason, Fern and I, it tastes like soap to us, so we ain't fixing to do it. So watch how hard this is. Bam. Tomatoes. Bam. Taters. Because I'm an extra kind of chick, I'm putting a little more potatoes because we love them. Bam. Cup of onion. We're going to fill our jars with the broth when we get them there. Bam, salt. Bam, curry powder. It does call for garam masala. I ain't going there. It's my recipe, I ain't got to. If you want to put it in there, and I'm gonna put a picture down somewhere in here that shows you exactly what the recipe is, or recipe. So, now, I'm gonna get jiggy with it. We're gonna mix this together. How cool is this? And these meals, I've done the Salisbury steak, I've done the pot roast, not Salisbury steak, what was it called? Beef stroganoff, sorry, I did beef stroganoff, chicken and gravy in a jar. It calls for 1 inch of head space, and I'm gonna be using a metal spoon because I'm not gonna be touching my pint jar. Do not let that come in contact and etch your jar. This is delightful. That is a lot of purdy chicken, too. So not hard, so not hard. Poke a Joe, don't be caught without it. Jar be running. I start with a super clean countertop, so when I drop something on it, I can pick it up. And remember, this is your increments, right? But I know that 1 inch is right there. But if I didn't, and this progressive, whatever it is, also has the increments right there. Idiot-proof things, I love it. I'm gonna Pokey Joe again after I put my liquid in. Oh yeah. Alrighty, this will make a little bit of a mess, so I put my paper towel under it. You don't know how much you'll use, and in this case, I chose to use some of the ones that I froze when I had leftover for my Presto canner of chicken or turkey stock. When my canner was filled, I would just freeze the leftovers. Okay, that is not 1 inch yet. A little bit more. So I don't really want to open a pint jar to do this because I don't know how much I'll need. But I have plenty of frozen, and 9 standard ice cubes are 1 cup. Oh, we almost nailed it. Remember, we're debubbling here, and headspace and debubbling are an important part of your having a safe product on your shelf. Do not skimp on stuff that could hurt you. Don't be dumb. You need to know that everything on your shelf is safe to eat. Oh yeah. I choose to put vinegar on mine and wipe it because chicken, of course, can have a little grease or a lot of grease. It's a chicken. Now, let's get Pokey Joe in action here. That is perfected headspace. And remember, this only makes 4 pints, which is plenty for us. So I'm gonna get my lid on. And you pick it up out of the water with your magic wand. So not hard. Got my meringue. And you all know, I do the limp hand method. It works for me. Twist, can't turn it anymore. Boom, boom shakalaka. Now I'm gonna get it in my canner and do my other 3 pints or pints. So I used 1.5 cups of my own turkey stock that I took out of ice cube trays. And so I used 1.5 cups. And now is the time. I've got my 4 pint jars in my Presto canner. This is the time to check your canner lid every time that you can. So I have flipped it over. I've made sure this emergency pop-up valve functions. When you buy a kit with the ring, you get a new one of these because they can get dry. This is secure. Everything's on it is tight, including my petcock, but it's not, vent lock cover. So now I'm going to get it on my canner. So my pints are going to process 1 hour and 15 minutes. If you're doing quarts, it would be 1 hour, 30 minutes. Also in this, if you do not like tomatoes diced in any of your products, you can replace that with carrots. Those of you who watch my channel know I always make a note. So I've got curry chicken, and the vent time I'm going to do is 10 minutes. When that time starts, I write it down. I do set a timer, but I've had a timer die. So not only do I have the timer, but I know what time I started it in case it doesn't go off. I know the process time will be 75 minutes. I'm gonna write that time down and also set my timer. So doesn't hurt anything to get yourself a little bit of safety backup. And I got a cute little mouse timer. Yes, I do. I love it. Ooh, that is pretty. Oh yeah. So here they are, 4 beautiful pints of curry chicken. If you're not a home canner, you should be. Yes, nailed it. Oh, that one was good. Ooh, sliding, yeah, sliding. Right into Canuary, Canuary, Canuary. Whoa. Woo. Hey. Nailed it again. So we ended up using 1.5 cups of my own turkey stock that I had, what do you call that? Melted, defrosted, put in the microwave from being in ice cube trays. Yep, so 1.5. You never know how much. Going right back in an ice cube tray. Darn Skippy.